Ticket Machine is the official ticket broker of Spartan Nation. No matter what you need a ticket for, border to border, coast to coast, the Ticket Machine is your ticket source. So whether you need to get into the hottest concerts, the best sporting events, you want the best seats in the house, or you just want to get in the door, when you want to go to any event that requires a ticket, anywhere, border to border, coast to coast, it's always theticketmachine.com. Theticketmachine.com, 517-655-3201. Check it out today at theticketmachine.com.
Welcome back to Spartan Nation, and man, am I excited about our next two guests. We head out to Garland, Texas, and if you've never been to Garland, I love Garland, it's beautiful, where one of the best high school coaches in the entire state of Texas is the head coach at South Garland. He also is the coach of a terrific five-star player that Michigan State's trying to get at shooting guard, Tyrese Maxey. And, oh, by the way, he also happens to be Tyrese's dad. Let's bring in Tyrone Maxey. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
You know, you were a great player in college. You played for Kelvin Sampson at Wazoo. How weird is it that now people, then they knew you as the great player. Now you are the great player's dad and coach. That's kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I'll tell you what, it's a different experience. I have to, I guess, relinquish my pride and be proud for my son. But yeah, it's a cool deal.
You know, one of the things I wanted to dig in and talk to you about, Coach, is you know this. There are a lot of great basketball players, of which your son is one. But there are very few that when people talk about those five-star players, the first thing brought up in the conversation is character, integrity, great kid, super person, understands respect for people. Why do I think that's more valuable to you than even the accolades for the basketball player?
Well, because number one, basketball, you only bounce the ball for so long. I mean, at the end of the day, your character will take you further than a basketball will ever take you. So that's something that my wife and I definitely demand and try to instill in Tyrese. Be a great person. Never put anybody before yourself. You know better than anybody. And nobody's not any better than you. And so it's just kind of our creed, so to speak, at the house. And so that's, it's just a way, it's just a way of life. And so I think you'll go further in life if you have character and integrity and all that good stuff. So that's something we try to instill in him.
Coach, Tom Izzo says that when your best player is your hardest worker, winning becomes special and easier because the other players see the effort that person is putting in. I am sure that's got to be the case on your team at South Garland because your best player happens to be Tyrese, and when you watch this kid on film, nobody outworks him, do they?
No, sir. He definitely, that's another thing we try to instill in him, work hard and let him know how important it is. If you are the best player, you can kind of control the climate of your team and lead your teammates by working hard. I mean, everybody else will buy in when they see the so-called, best player, working hard. And so, everybody else just kind of comes along, and ultimately it's better for the team.
Coach, you were a great college player. You played for Coach Sampson, who's won a ton of games as a college basketball coach. You were a great player. But now, since you are the one who has developed your son, what do you think he's best at, and what do you think he's got to get better at?
He's a big guard. He's really good. He's fast with the ball. A good decision maker. He's safe with it. He takes care of the basketball. He's competitive, which a lot of people really don't respect, I guess, or really understand. That great players play on both ends of the court, and so he's willing to compete and accept challenges on the other end. But he can shoot it, and he can defend, he can handle the ball. So he has a pretty good range of skills that he's good at. Now, improvement, I believe he could make others around him better from a standpoint. He naturally has a scorer's mentality, but just understanding, how and when to get others involved is an area I think he needs to improve at, and just being in pick and roll situations more often to where he can understand all the little nuances of what it takes to be efficient in pick and roll.
Great point. Coach Maxey, Tom Izzo, as you know, is a Hall of Famer. He's respected around the world, and he has turned his back on five-star guys who won't play both ends of the court. So when a Hall of Famer like Tom Izzo offers your son, that's a testimony to his work ethic. Whether or not he picks Michigan State is not the question. The fact that he gets an offer from a coach like that who has walked away from five-star guys for three-star guys that'll play both ends, somebody with your credentials who understands the game, that's a pretty high compliment for Tyrese, isn't it?
It is. It definitely is. And speaking with Coach, that's something that he noticed that Tyrese will play on both ends of the court. Like I said, it's a very I guess coaches know, and I'll say most coaches know how significant it is to compete, and not only just compete, but to know the little nuances of playing defense. There's some high hands, just some little nuances that I guess that you teach or you don't teach or whatever, that some players they have or they don't have. And in terms of I guess Tyrese's five-star rating or whatever, he's a humble kid. He's hungry, and he doesn't, you wouldn't think, by his personality that he's not arrogant or override. He's still, striving to be better. And I think, I believe those are some of the attributes that he possessed, that, Coach Izzo, is intrigued by.
Coach, I'm curious, you came up and visited Michigan State. Can you give us your assessment of what you thought of the campus first, sir?
I like the campus. I like the setup in terms of how the athletic, the facilities, the living quarters, the educational part of it, how they really set the kids up for success academically. They have tutors right after class, and I was impressed. I really was. I'm really impressed with, you didn't ask for this, with Coach Izzo, given all his accolades, Hall of Fame status. He is a humble, loving guy, really just appeared to just really be about the guys, the kids that are in his program, bringing them together, building relationships with the kids, and trying to build a family atmosphere. So I was really impressed.
Coach, obviously you got to meet Dane Fife, you've got to meet Mike Garland, who are two great assistants, but you also got to meet DJ Stevens, who is Tyrese's primary recruiter. He is Tom Izzo's, right hand, head assistant coach. He, quite frankly, should be a head coach himself. He's that great of a guy. Can you give us your impression first of DJ?
Humble, amazing guy. He is, at our, pretty much at our disposal. Anything that we need to know, about Michigan State, about the program, he is readily, accessible. So it's been a great experience. I love DJ. He's just, I love his humility. He's very humble, and he's kind of laid back, and no pressure. Just whatever we need, whenever we need it. He's been that, thus far.
Yeah, well, that's how he is. I think you would find that even through a career here. I want to ask you, because your son is a guard, can you give me your thoughts on Mike Garland? We call him the Bishop because he dresses like Bishop T.D. Jakes on game day.
Mike Garland.
Yeah.
He is. I didn't realize that Coach Izzo had a long-term assistant. Like I said, I've admired the program from afar, just being a fan. But obviously, I didn't know that, his staff. I didn't know much about his staff. You just know Tom Izzo. But another great guy. I was impressed just watching practice, his command of, the practice, his knowledge, and then his demeanor. You know what I mean? He's just demanding, but a calm demand. It's good. And just being a coach from coast to coast, just observing how they interact with the players, or how he was all of them, but him in particular, interact with the players and just be demanding with the right personality, for lack of a better way to put it.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Many people call him the backbone of the program because he's been with Izzo for so long. Your son is a great guard. He'd be working a lot with Dane Fife also. Your thoughts on Dane?
Another good one. He's he's the outgoing one, I believe.
Yep, he is.
But he's an outgoing guy. Another knowledgeable guy. Another real personable, and he was just good. All of them. We were really impressed with the entire staff. They just really embraced us, made us feel welcome, and felt like a priority. So you left there feeling really great about Michigan State.
Coach, I'm not going to put you on the spot, and I'm not going to do it to your son, who's up next. I don't believe in doing that to people. It's not right. But what I do want to ask you is this. As his high school coach and as his father, if your son Tyrese were to pick Michigan State, would you and do you think, and I know we're not talking to your wife, but do you think you and your wife would be comfortable with him being in East Lansing?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. After spending some quality time again with the staff and Coach Izzo, he's just, again, admired him from afar. You don't know. You just see it, get on TV, get coached, whatever, this, that, and the other. But then when you really, sit down and you have a extensive conversation with someone, and you spend extensive time, and just kind of, you look them in the eye, and you hear firsthand what their morals or values and how they're, how they plan to do things, and how he, if this is your son, would treat him like my son and hold him accountable just like you would. Just to hear those things, reassuring that, hey, I know that if my son would have come to Michigan State, that he would be looked after like, he was Tom Izzo's son. So it's without any, it will be without any hesitation and any reluctancy that we make that decision.
That is Coach Tyrone Maxey, the head coach at South Garland High School in Garland, Texas, the father and head coach of five-star Michigan State, top-tier 2019 target Tyrese Maxey. When we come back, we'll talk with Tyrese.